this is JKS here, and welcome back to the alpha build of Chapter 1, Faulty Apprentice. Let's go to sleep. It's been a long day, did the rounds, it's pretty late. Should I go to sleep? Of course. Head off to sleep.
Good morning.
Good morning, J-Jack. Or should I be calling you Mr. Hero?
Oh, good goblins.
I heard you were attacked by a follower of Voltes. That must have been awfully scary.
Oh.
All the guards won't stop talking about you, making me a little bit jealous, as a matter of fact. You know I'm your biggest fan, though, right? Teehee, you're such a charmer.
Go get him.
Eat 'em up now, sugar. It's going to be another exciting day. Well, let's check. Dex is at max. So I was able to max out dexterity in just 4 or 5 days. Huh. Wisdom, strength. Courage is decent. Okay. Yeah, it's surprising that I'm already maxed out. Because then, like, why train for the second bit? Although, to be fair, maybe the first week is me training, and then I think, is there 4 weeks in the game or something like that?
That's an order!
Anyways, there might be it where, like, yeah, you might train, but as the game progresses, there's other stuff to do. Stop right there! You are under arrest!
Move out!
Come quietly, or you'll be removed by force.
Oh, good goblins.
Good goblins? What's gotten you so riled up? A thief broke into the castle last night and attempted to steal the Mana Stone. The very night after this. The guard gives you a disgusted look as she stalls for a moment to find the right words to express her displeasure.
Unacceptable!
This imposter came to the castle. Same night? That's weird, because I've been here 5 days. So what do you mean, like, same night? That's weird. Coincidence? I think not.
You are a thief and a traitor.
You are a thief and a traitor. And you helped the thief into the castle last night. Oh, I see what she's saying. I reported that someone attacked the castle, the thief comes in. Oh, I see.
Admit it!
Admit it! You'd be grateful. I've been helping people out. To the prison tower with you!
Unacceptable!
Okay, so when I played this, I don't know, the demo, or a long time ago, I played one build that had this. And I found that I could just go in circles and circles and circles, right? So for example, if I resist arrest, I will always come back to this exact same screen again.
Unacceptable!
Stop resisting, I don't want to hurt you.
Oh.
Easy there, sugar. Best go quietly for
You
now.
betcha.
We'll get this mess sorted out right as rain.
Unacceptable!
How quietly it would be taken by fox, right? So if I say resist arrest, they'll say the exact same thing. Stop
Unacceptable.
resisting, I don't want to hurt you.
Oh.
Easy there, sugar. Best be quiet.
You betcha.
I'll get this mess sorted out. So I could keep
Unacceptable.
saying resist arrest, resist arrest, resist arrest, and there would be nothing. I think it'd be a little cool something where she does, like, I don't know, bops you over the head. I don't know. Go quietly.
Very well.
Wise decision. Not like I had any other decision. Reading the stories about castle dungeons, you always image them being deep below ground level. But it seems here the prison cells are high up a tower.
Move out!
Let's go, J-Jack. If that is your real name. You can tell the first guard is trying to handle you roughly. After a long walk up an insane amount of stairs, you reach an old wooden door with a guard standing watch.
Oh.
Torture my soul. Put me in a hole. I don't care because life is so droll. The guard continues to stare at the floor, mumbling to herself. You can see the frustration swelling up within the first guard as she waits patiently for the guard to notice your arrival.
Unacceptable!
Add attention, guard. I'm bringing in a prisoner.
Oh, it's you.
Oh, hey. What are you guys doing here?
Move out!
I just said what we're doing. I have a prisoner to bring in. She shoves you forward.
That's an order!
And address me properly.
Not totally lame.
Sorry, first guard. It's hard to see with all the hair and black makeup covering my eyes. Very well, I'll put him in a cell.
So lame.
Like how my tortured soul is forced to live in the cell that is my body and the dungeon that is life. Okay, side note. There was on Patreon this opportunity for us to write poetry that she might be included in. I think I've said this once before. I didn't realize this is how she writes, right? So I had I had submitted a poem I actually had to do some studying for Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, I had to do some study on him, and mine was all elaborate stuff. I like these really short ones. If I'd known that, I would have thought of something cool like that. Yeah, I like her like short 3-liners. Like how my tortured soul is forced to live in the cell that is my body and the dungeon that is
Very
life.
well.
No, that's fine. I'll do it, thank you. You could go back to your post now.
Not totally lame.
Yes, First Guard. Not like it matters anyway. Lazily drifting back to the door, the Goth Guard resumes muttering awful
Move out!
poetry. Get in there! First Guard shoves you into a dark cell with a small barred window at the back.
Very well.
I'll be back to question you after I speak with the commander. Might be a while, so get comfortable.
Admit it!
Admit it! Be ready to confess you upon my return. Traitor scum? You mean rebel scum? With the last of her words, the First Guard locks the cell and marches out of the room. Even with the thick prison door shut, you hear her scolding the Goth Guard before completely leaving. What would you like to do now? With some moldy hay in one corner, a rag and a bucket in the other, it doesn't take long to size the place up. The cell looks like it came straight out of the adventure scrolls read as a child. Escape was always the way out for those characters. Preparing yourself for a long period of boredom, you resign yourself to sit at the closet walls. Wait, sorry, closet, closest wall. All of a sudden, you realize you're not alone in these cells. Across the hall, there are 2 golden eyes staring back at you. I've been waiting for you. So wait, the Goth Guard said that she had a prisoner earlier. So she feigns prison to then go invisibly to and fro across the castle. Interesting. Unless they caught her last night. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe she was talking about a different prisoner and then they caught her. I don't know. I've been waiting for you, Jack.
Sword up!
Just finished another sweep of the castle. This must be like the main... It's on the map. There's this one area that hasn't accessed anything. I wonder if that's this area. Just finished another sweep of the castle. No intruders or anything out of the ordinary to report.
That's an order.
Then do another sweep. We had to have missed something.
Probably not.
Didn't you already apprehend the intruder last night? I don't have time to be running around the castle chasing shadows. Some of us have actual work to do. It's not like someone is going to steal the Mana Stone in the middle of the day. I mean, come on.
That's an order.
While the commander is gone, I'm in charge and you'll follow orders. Yeah, notice the commander disappeared a few days ago. Keep the gates locked and continue to sweep the castle. We captured the thief too easily. It was almost as if she wanted to be caught.
Unacceptable.
There's something fishy going on and I won't rest until we find it. Any questions or have I made myself clear?
About that.
Yeah, I was wondering. Has anyone seen the Apprentice
Is
today?
that so?
Not like she would care. I don't talk with her at all, but that's alright. I thought he was up in the Mage Tower studying with you. You don't think he had anything to do with the break-in, do you? Ha ha, as if. A farm boy can barely form a complete sentence. I doubt that he has the mental capacity to come up with a plot to steal the Mana Stone, much less actually carry it out. He just may have been the one who reported the intruder to begin with, but he can't fool me. I know he had something to do with it. I just know it. Jack reported the intruder? And you still arrested him? Exactly. Yeah, so why we haven't seen him around? Yeah? So that's why we haven't seen him around, yeah? Weren't you the one that ordered that moron to do rounds last night? As much as I don't want to defend that hopeless farm boy, it sounds like he was just doing his job. This isn't up for discussion. Yes, it is, you silly goose.
Unacceptable.
I will not jeopardize the safety of this castle because you girls are growing attached to him. Everything about the Apprentice's arrival and Durandal's departure is suspicious. That boy knows more than he's telling us. Perhaps a night in the prison cells will get him to confess. Meanwhile, in the prison tower,
Yes.
I have been waiting for you, JJ. No need to act surprised. I told you we would be meeting again very soon.
Yes.
The first guard threw you in here even though you told her about me, yes? Poor apprentice. Your heart desires greatness, but your loyalties betray you. Valtes doesn't punish his followers, he rewards them. Especially the capable sorts like yourself.
Goddess.
You have questions, yes? Of course. Who are you?
Yes?
You're too serious, apprentice. I'm just like you. So you're not answering my question. Like all of us here. Whether they realize it or not, we are all here to celebrate the Sorcerer King's return. I wish I remember what the Sorcerer hat looked like.
Yes?
We are all stepping stones for his greatness. It is he who has written the histories of this world. Yeah, they had mentioned earlier something about Durandal being born backwards in time or something like that. And now we have Valtes being the writer of the histories of the world. Interesting. And it is he who shall write the future for us all.
Goddess.
You have questions, yes? Well, I've already asked this. Why is that still there? What do you want? No. Why steal the Mana Stone? Even a farm boy like yourself? I've heard of them. Yeah, that's true. The alchemist already told me about this, so I guess I didn't have to ask. But no, you are amusing to say the least.
Of Goddess.
The truth is, no one but the Sorcerer King understands the mystery behind the stone. Some say it gives eternal life. Others say the produce. It should be it. Right here. Change the with it. Others say it produces unlimited magical energy. I have even heard it can be used to summon Ooh, dragons! Yes!
Yes?
I want to see a dragon. I know in some of the promotion art they had or the original teaser trailer, there's something with a dragon, and I hope we get to see a dragon, officially. Perhaps we would know more if that thief Durandal hadn't stolen it for himself. You honestly believe that vagabond wizard can be trusted with such power?
Goddess.
You have questions, yes? What do you want to do with me? The wizard told you his little scheme, yes? Oh, he did not? Yeah, that's what I thought was interesting. So she said Durandal had a previous conversation with her about me meeting her at the bridge. And then Durandal leaves, sending me on this journey, right? So if she's working for Valtes but communicating with Durandal, that's quite suspicious. Perhaps it is ignorance rather than bravery that pushes you forward. Either way, you will find out soon enough. I'm not one to spoil a surprise party.
So lame.
Hey, no talking aloud. This is a creative space to explore the darkness within your own hearts. And that's something you have to do alone, by yourself. Like dancing at 3 in the morning. Whatever.
So lame.
Here's your evening meal. The bowl of freshly squeezed blood. Enjoy the taste of death. Reluctantly accepting the Goth Guard's food offering, you look into the bowl. Having unintentionally worked for a vampire in the... What? I worked for everything! Okay, I haven't done it for much, but my CV is long. I've even worked for a vampire? You quickly realize it's not blood at all. This isn't blood, it's just tomato soup.
So lame.
I know. But it would have been cool if it really was blood, though, huh?
Yes.
You wish for bloodshed, yes? The prisoner's words send a chill up your spine.
Oh.
Wishes don't come true for Goths. Only curses. I need to write that down. As the Goth Guard walks away, the prisoner's piercing gaze returns to you. Blood will be shed, apprentice. Shall it be yours or hers?
Oh.
What? Don't look at me. It's not my fault you don't have any visitors.
So lame.
Maybe you shouldn't have been so antisocial. But you're the one who seems to be antisocial. That's my job as the Goth Guard, after all. As night falls, the prison tower becomes cold and quiet. While you eventually manage to fall asleep, your dreams are filled with terrifying images. There's the dragon. That's a cool cutscene. I did notice, though, the images were full images to this resolution, and then they shook, which left a little gap space on the left. So, not saying that's a bug or something, but that's just something that I noticed, you know, just extending the images a little bit so when they shake, it doesn't show off the edge or something. But that was cool. There was the dragon. There was Durndal with his electricity, and there was the castle on fire, I think. After a chilling night in the prison tower, morning could not have arrived any sooner. The salty sea winds would hit the narrow window just right, create a whistling howl. Not only did the noise make it nearly impossible to sleep, but the ice surrounding the base of the tower made the air near freezing. Snowflakes land on your... What? Snowflakes, wow. Snowflakes land on you only to dissolve into damp patches on your clothing. The scraps of blankets were enough to keep you from going into hypothermia, but that's about it. Looking towards the cell of the Dark Elf, you notice it's empty. Boo!
So lame.
Oh, excuse me. Boo. If you're looking for the Dark Elf, she's been brought to the commander for questioning. The first guard picked her up early this morning while you were curled up on the floor shaking.
Oh.
I preferred resting in peace. To each their own, I guess. Here's your breakfast or whatever. It's scrambled bread. Ugh. Ugh. Remembering the last meal, you look at your breakfast incredulously. Scrambled eggs and toast. Yum! Okay, there you go. She's got some creativity, that goth. After a surprisingly delicious meal, you begin to hear the rhythmic sound of boots and armor marching up the stairway. Even before entering the prison tower, you could hear the first guard shout commands at the Goth Guard.
Unacceptable.
Marching in with the usual authoritative confidence, the first guard drags the Dark Elf and throws her back in the cell.
That's an order.
Lock her up, Dark Elf scum.
Not totally lame.
Yes, first guard. First guard bangs her lance against the cell bars and greets you with mock courtesy.
Very well.
At attention. At attention, prisoner. I trust you slept well. I've slept better. Hard to sleep with a guilty conscience, is it? What? No, there was snowflakes coming through the window. Hopefully being locked up in here has loosened your tongue. It's actually frozen my jaw. The royal commander has returned and wishes to speak with you. Jailer, open the cell, please.
Not totally lame.
Yes, first guard. This way, prisoner. With slow, dreary steps, the Goth Guard approaches your cell and begins unlocking your chain. Be careful not to damage him. That boy's the champion of Star's Reach, yes?
That's an order.
Rogues are supposed to be quiet, aren't they? So pipe down.
Move out.
Now, you. Come along. Chop chop. The first guard grabs you roughly by the collar and pushes you towards the door. Down the stairs, across the upper court, and up the command tower, you eventually arrive at the Royal Commander's office.
Very well.
Here we are. Stand fast, prisoner. The first guard gives you 4 brief knocks on the door before calling out to the commander.
Yes, Commander.
First guard reporting. I brought you the male prisoner as requested. With a heavy clank, the thick door begins to open. Well, maybe it doesn't need WD-40. Despite the warm rays of sun coming through the huge stained glass windows. Stained glass? So should these be stained glass? These are cool windows, but maybe they should be stained glass. Having some cool lore art would be cool. Huge stained glass windows, the commander's chill dominates the room. Snowflakes dot the air as bits of light refract and skew from them to create an almost rainbow effect. Seeming to ignore your rival, the commander continues to write a letter scroll. After gracefully inscribing the final sentence, she returns the quill to its holder and leans back slightly in her chair to greet you.
Apprentice.
Apprentice. So this is where she's been this whole time, is up in the command tower. White clouds begin to appear as you exhale. You become very conscious of your rate of breathing. Too fast or too slow? Seconds stretch along as the silence becomes unbearable. You end up blurting the first thing that comes to your mind. It wasn't my fault! I have to lie about this. The accounts from the other soldiers suggest the same. You carried out the castle's rounds and reported the urgent news to the first guard. All proper procedure. A wave of relief washes over you as the room seems to warm slightly. Okay, so that would be interesting. Sorry, going back to the stained glass windows. If she's ice, that'd be interesting if these were like ice stained glass or something like that. After visibly exhaling, you notice the commander's attitude has not changed.
I must consider.
However, there's one aspect of this report I would like you to explain. The statement given by the Dark Elf upon her arrest. She claims that she was let into the castle. Okay, so that's why I got arrested then. Because I was the one who fought her, which then they would claim that I was the one who let her in. The commander pauses for a moment as if to judge your reaction.
Apprentice.
Led into the castle by you.
I have no time for
Faceless
games.
claims are no more than words in the wind, but the Dark Elf had much to say about you, Apprentice. Not only did she name you as her ally, she knows of your recent activities, as well as the details of our battle preparations.
Apprentice.
Care to explain? Okay, I saw her in a dream. That's true. If I say Durndal told her about me, that would be weird. I don't know if she would buy that, though. Because earlier I said something about Durndal and she just did not believe me. I'm gonna say I saw her in a dream.
Unacceptable.
Don't waste the commander's time with perverted dreams.
Silence.
No. Let him speak. The night before I arrived, when I fell asleep next to the pathway, I had a dream. I was surrounded by some sort of purple smoke, and that's when I saw the Dark Elf woman. She asked my name, so I told her. Then after that, she told me she was looking for someone and would be waiting for me at the castle. I swear, I thought it was just a freaky dream or something. Otherwise, I would have...
Guards!
Leave us.
What?
But, Commander...
Hmm.
Yes, ma'am. First guard hesitantly looks back at you before completely exiting the office. At that, you are both alone. The commander rises from her chair and walks over to you, the window.
War is coming.
Thick stone walls, high towers, and a strategic position. Star's Reach was built to withstand any siege.
I must consider.
There's one weakness that exists inside any castle. A fatal flaw no stone mason, carpenter, or strategist can prevent.
Forgive me.
I trust my soldiers.
I do not have time for
but
such
not as much as
pleasantries.
I trust my instincts. Deception, poison, thievery, and stealth are the way of rogues. The Dark Elf told many lies during her statements, but one thing she said carried an ill wind of truth.
Apprentice.
There's a spy in my castle. The commander lets the weight of her words sink in before continuing.
War is coming.
I've been preparing my entire life for the return of Valtes. Strange as Durndal may seem, his counsel has never led me astray.
I must consider.
So that's why she's so loyal to him. Since his instructions were for you to act in his stead, there is no other I can turn to for this urgent job. Someone has betrayed us and is feeding information to our enemies.
Apprentice.
I need you to discover the identity of this traitor and report to me. As a leader, I cannot allow threats of betrayal to distract me from war preparations. If that happens, Valtes will have already won.
War is coming.
From now on, I ask for you to talk to everyone you can, which, good news, I've already been doing that. If you can build relationships with the other soldiers, perhaps you will glean clues unraveling this mystery.
Agreed.
I respect my soldiers' privacy and do not wish to know about their personal dealings.
I must
What
consider.
I ask is that you be on the lookout for suspicious activity. People saying or doing things out of the ordinary. Trust your gut, Apprentice. If something feels out of place, I need you to find out how out of place.
I have no time for games.
Again, I only wish to find the identity of the spy. The idea of spying on my own soldiers disgusts me. But courtesy and respect does not win wars.
Apprentice.
If you discover any personal information, please keep that confidential. Learn whatever you can, but do not toy with their lives. They are people before soldiers. How noble. Even the enemy. The commander cuts off her sentence as her attention turns toward the side door. Big sister, big sister! The door opens a crack as a face that looks exactly like the commander's peeks in. Are you in here, sister? Oh my, the apprentice! The door swings open as a perky young woman with an elegantly flowing pink dress frolics in. That'd be terrible if she was the spy. Her daintiness was immediately contrasted by two giant hands gripping either side of the doorway from the other side. Cracking stone can be heard as the gargantuan form of an old knight pulls himself through the doorway. Is this Sir Quintus? Yes, 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 Sir Quintus. He is so epic, right? I would not, like, it would be so weird if he was ever the traitor. I automatically dismiss him. But it was funny that they introduced these two characters as soon as she talks about there being a spy, right? So they have to introduce all the characters so that it seems like there's an even playing field. But, you know, there is that older sister, younger sister complex that could go on. I know there's certain tropes about in family fighting and stuff. Beg your pardon, Commander. I understand you requested no interruptions, but the princess was rather insistent on visiting you. So, fun fact: when they were doing the voice auditions for Sir Quintus, I think this was like one of the lines or something like that. Or something. One of these lines that we just looked at was one of the ones that they had to say. I love the person they got for his voice, much deeper than mine, of course.
Agreed.
You have no idea of pardon, Sir Quintus. I anticipated such an interruption and was sure to conclude my business with the apprentice ahead of schedule.
Are you enjoying my castle?
How do you do, Apprentice? Are you enjoying my castle? I've heard much about
Absolutely
you.
not.
Since war declared, I've been allowed... Huh? Since war was declared, I haven't been allowed outside the upper courtyard. Oh, that's right, she did run outside and didn't evacuate. Otherwise, I would have introduced myself to you sooner. It is true Durndal named you champion of Star's Reach? Humble or not? Something like that. Have you participated in many battles before? This will be, well, I was with a vampire, and I did a painting, and I... No battles. This will be my sister's and my first war. It's just so exciting, is it not?
Quite.
All the soldiers were talking about you and the Dark Elf thief. Some of them are saying you and her...
Silence.
Forgive the apprentice, dear princess.
Forgive me.
He was just leaving.
Absolutely not.
Oh, come on, big sister. That's not fair. I only just got here.
Absolutely
Forgive
not.
me, my much older sister. Apprentice. Just because... My much older sister? Oh, that's a weird phrase. Just because war was declared doesn't mean we can't have fun.
So exciting, is it not?
Come find me later so we can chat some more. I'd love to hear what it's like growing up on a farm.
Apprentice.
Oh, an apprentice? Don't forget the urgent job I have tasked you with.
Ta-ta!
Bye, apprentice. Bye! Before you can finish waving goodbye, the first guard begins escorting you out the door.
Move out!
You heard the commander. Let's go. As the first guard opens the door for you to exit, you are surprised to see someone on the other side.
Huh?
Yeah. Black cat. Being first out the door, you were the only one to catch a glimpse of the black cat before it scurried. Oh well, interesting. The black cat is a rogue. Like I said, now that they introduced the spy, they have to introduce you to all the rest of the characters so it seems even, right? So they've introduced the princess, Sir Quintus, and the black cat. The black cat is a rogue. But I feel like the black cat and the yellow cat are more connected, so I don't know what would cause him to want to betray anybody.
What?
What was that? Was someone listening from beyond the door? Oh, really? So the black cat was peeking in. Never mind, just keep moving. That does seem suspicious. Once we get to the upper courtyard, you'll be free to go.
That's an order!
Now quit lollygagging and looking back at me. Get a move on, soldier. Down the stairs. 1, 2.
Very well.
Here's where I will leave you. Yeah, you better get out of here. Thank you for your participation in the Dark Elf Thief investigation. Is this of the commander? Or is that like King Isaac? Well, that's weird. Usually, like, this menu screen pops up and it goes, "Ka-chow!" But because I guess this hasn't opened up as a area, it has nothing to hit. Interesting. Day number 7. So day number 6, I spent entirely in prison. Interesting. Good attention to detail, I guess. Let's start at the top. Nothing. Okay, let's come down here.
Oh.
Can you believe Valtez sent a thief to steal the Mana Stone? I heard she was a Dark Elf too. Elmis is only half Dark Elf, and that's more than enough trouble. I can't imagine the real thing.
Yeah, totally.
Thank Neptune they were caught before anything happened. Heard she dropped her dagger climbing in through the window. Seems like an amateur mistake for a rogue. Like, can Valtez not even find a thief? Although I did hear an unsettling rumor. One of the other guards told me the thief had helped get into the castle. You don't think that's true, right? Anything.
Oh.
Like, you could be more non-committal. Interesting, so it didn't update status or anything. Well, if it isn't our favorite little soldier, you heard about the absolutely dreadful business with that thief.
Correct.
We're just so thrilled to have you back in one piece. Would have been devastated if something were to happen before we have the chance to foolish wench, what difference does it make? Even if he didn't come back in one piece, we would have experimented on him anyways.
What?
That is not true. I was truly worried sick. I simply cannot fathom the idea of anything unfortunate happening to him, anyone,
What?
unless it was the scientific purposes. Would you agree?
What?
As tempting as it sounds, we're afraid the Royal Commander will not be on board with that idea, especially if the subject is still alive and kicking.
Oh,
Who cares about what the cold-hearted would think? It is so easy to sneak that thief into our lab without anyone noticing.
What?
That is no way to speak about the Commander, Angeline. You take that back. The alchemist continues to argue with herself until they lose interest in you completely. Okay. People disparage sheep for
Okay.
traveling in flocks and cattle for living in herds, but wolves live in packs. Double standard much. Captain Bria told me you were arrested yesterday. I must have slept through the whole thing. Are you alright?
I don't know
The
about
first
that.
guard can be so stubborn. A real dyed-in-the-wool by the book type. Captain Bria understands that each guard is different.
Okay.
She understands I need my sleep. Up here's another example. You want to have this all fit right in here. Not like the first guard. First? What's this mean? Not like the first guard? So you sleep too much? Yeah, first guard, it's not very nice. And then there's the first. I don't know what this is supposed to mean. Let's just say the first. What's that?
What?
Spent last night in prison because of the first guard? And you can still defend her? I
What?
suppose you have a point, though. Maybe that's just her way of trying to be helpful.
Yo!
Well, here's the thing, right? If you're in charge, you have to maintain order. I don't like her methods. They're not according to the democratic system. Of course, we're not a democracy in this castle. We're a monarchy under martial law. That dark elf being held in the prison tower gives me willies. I don't know how you lasted a night up there with her, Apprentice. Those eyes of her are something, aren't they? No, it's not the fact that she has glowing golden eyes. No, don't get me started on that, though. I trained the Cinder Guard after all. Oh, that's right. They both do have golden eyes. And her eyes aren't just glowing. They don't even blink.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the way she looked at you. As if she's looking into you rather than at you, you know? Like she could see your deepest secret and could reveal it to the world at any moment. Not that I've got anything to hide, though. Sorry, I'll bet that sounded super suspicious.
Yeah.
Seriously, though, you've been around the Dark Elf the longest. What did you make of her? No, I'm not gonna lie. That's what I'm afraid of. Maybe the first guard was thinking and was right in thinking she wanted to be
Yeah.
caught. By the time I reached the stone room, she had already been detained by the Cinder and Unicorn guards. Not that I doubted their abilities, but I got worried when the alarm bell sounded. Sword Instructor looks to each side as if making sure no one not to be overheard.
Is that
Between you
so?
and me, J-Jack. When I found the Dark Elf in the stone room, I remember thinking it was odd she was not injured. Huh. That is interesting detail.
Is that so?
I know that's not exactly hard evidence or anything, so I haven't told the commander. Don't tell anyone, okay? If mistrust starts spreading amongst the soldiers, it could impact war preparations.
All right.
So she's insinuating that the Dark Elf wanted to be caught in either the Cinder Guard or the Unicorn, or both were in on it to not harm her. I know the Cinder Guard's more about power than the Unicorn. Let's do our best to set good examples to help raise morale. You smell different, Apprentice. Is that because you were in the dungeon?
No way.
Smell musty, yeah. I was cold too. It must have been terrible, locked in a cold, dark tower like that.
No
No
way.
sun or grass or interesting animals. And you probably couldn't even run. Oh wow, run. You probably couldn't even run around.
No way.
Can't even imagine what it'd be if I were locked away. It's probably like a growl, like roof. I I'd be so restless. I'd probably to run around the cell all day just to do something.
Thing!
What if they had me in chains? Oh, I don't even want to think about it.
No way!
No way! I might even bite somebody. I've heard that wolf kind have been known to bite their own hand or foot off to escape traps.
By the thing!
It sounds extreme, but being trapped like that for too long sounds worse.
No way!
What would you do if you were locked away for a really, really long time? Ooh. Is the food any good? I'd do anything to escape. It can be rough just getting through a guard shift. So being in a dungeon must be a million times worse.
Gotcha.
Well, you're out of the dungeon now. You're not on guard's duty. So go run around while you can. I can't believe the commander's keeping that disgusting dark elf alive. There's no point in interrogating them. Even amongst themselves, dark elves speak in half riddles. They're like a bunch of carnival fortune tellers. Only they'd kill you as quick as rob you. Not to mention what she was wearing, or should I say what she wasn't wearing. I don't make shorts that small. She had to cut them herself. This is you with a really short skirt. Her undergarments were plain to see. That's such a trashy rogue thing to do. After shaking her head in dismay for a moment, the instructor's eyes jumped towards you. You don't like girls that dress like that, do you? Like, what's your type of girl? Oh, wow. That's because our relationship is booming. Sundeer elf archers? What's a sundeer? Sexy dark elf words. Sundeer elf. Huh? The archery instructor goes, "Be red!" as she seems to work out the meaning of your words. Then wham! Quick as a bowstring snapping, the archery instructor's fist sends you flying back into the air and onto your back. I'm the heir of Allura, arrows of the wind, archery captain of Star's Reach, not the perverted fantasy of some average-looking, mop-haired farm boy. From now on, you're not allowed to think of me in that way. Only as, like, your instructor. In fact, from now, you're not allowed to think of me at all. Got that? Despite the archery instructor's words, you feel you have gained a greater understanding of her. Interesting that none of these dialogues are impacting our relationships or morale and stuff. Interesting. So the Goth Guard is nowhere to be seen. Yeah, why are you asking me? I don't know anything about what happened. I figured. No need to be sick. I wish I could be brave like you, Apprentice. But yeah, maybe it's too late for me. Okay. Okay, now time to investigate the stone room.
Sparkles me.
Shining sparkles, Apprentice. I'm not sure if the commander wants anyone up here. We had a break-in the other night.
Well,
I
know
am
about
Instructor Detector Apprentice now. My partner went to hit her with flames the second she landed from the windowsill. She was unhurt. Okay, now we're going to fact check. My partner went to hit her with flames the second she landed from the windowsill. It all happened so fast, I didn't think my barrier would even reach her in time.
Wonderful.
Fortunately, she surrendered without suffering any real harm. I wish I could have talked to her and explained why stealing is wrong. You spoke with her, did you not, Apprentice? Do you think if I talked with her, she would change her evil ways? Nope, she's pure evil. Interesting that she'd want to talk with her. She's probably innocent in her intentions. Leave her to the commander. You're right,
Wonderful.
Apprentice. It's not my place to question prisoners. It's my duty to protect this stone. I know the commander and trust she'll make the right decision. Sometimes we just need to remind ourselves that before there can be a rainbow, there must first be some rain.
Indeed.
Look at that smile. The Lord of Flames whispered this one should break the creature. She looks so beautiful, curled up on the ground, screaming. If Destiny did not permit the unicorn's intervention, I would have consumed her. Interesting. So Bria said that she was without harm, but it seems like they say she got harmed a little bit. That's interesting. You should have. You sound unhappy. We all have a job to do. A part of this one wishes to burn many things. Until then, this one must be patient. Chirp! Welcome back to the free world, Jack. Should just say Jay. That's how I go anyways, Jay. I don't know why I've been reading my name the whole time. The open air must be nice after being cooped up in a cage all night. To be honest, though, it's been like a fox in the hen house ever since the thief appeared. All kinds of rumors have been going around.
I
Up here it
wonder.
is. Here it is again. Should be a lowercase I, or you put the whole thing caps. First, everyone was saying a dark elf tried to steal the mana stone. Then they were saying you tried to steal the mana stone. Then it was that you and the dark elf were working together. Then the people were saying the dark elf attacked you. Or was it she attacked the Orc Guard at the west gate? I have no idea what's going on at this point. No one will tell me anything specific, so I've been stuck piecing everything together from this. It's a gossip.
Certainly.
Since you're not in the prison tower and the world didn't end, the stone must be safe. So is everything okay?
Certainly.
Chirp! Way to go, Castle Guards, then. That's a relief for me. That quack surprises me every time I hear it. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a thief. If they had any idea of the cost of running a business, they would think twice about ripping people off. Sorry, I won't get
I
into
don't
that.
know.
You understand, though. Thanks for giving me the inside scoop, Jay. I heard from Ileana that you spent the night in the dungeons. That must have been so scary. I can't believe First Guard had you arrested. Actually, I can. She can be strict. But don't tell her I said that.
Very well.
To be honest, I'm surprised you're talking to me after what I did to you. Yeah, look at you blush. I appreciate you not taking it personally. Apprentice, I mean Jay. Most of the Castle Guards think I have a grudge against them. Or that I'm just trying to be mean. It's not that I like being the bad guy, it's just that my job makes sure everyone else is doing theirs. That's pretty
Very
much-
well.
Well, it certainly isn't the easiest job, that's for sure. Commander's my superior and I can't really talk to the other guards. Suppose it can get a bit lonely sometimes, but never mind, I should get back to my duties. Of everybody, the Orc Guard is the one that I don't think would be a betrayer. Just because she was actually there with me, right? Fighting. She was collecting wood, which allowed the Dark Elf, but the Dark Elf came over from the right? So the Dark Elf is actually coming from the southern tower, where the Fox Guard, and the Shark Guard, and the Bunny Guard are. Where she was probably collecting wood over here. Anyways, I suspect her the least. I knew my eyes caught sight of something on the bridge. Even told you there was a shadow, didn't I?
Not on my watch.
But instead of trusting me, Gut, I let you go after the thief all by yourself. Gadzul, it should have been me to stop the intruder.
Why? Mind your
Rawr.
tongue.
I'm so mad right now I can't even focus on my job. Remember, we are a team.
Not on my watch.
I know, I let everyone down. That's why I'm so...
By
Huh?
my head.
That's not what you meant.
Not on my
I
watch.
see. Maybe that's what the commander was trying to tell me. Just because a thief breached the gate doesn't mean I was doing a bad job.
Why?
The other guards are still depending on me, so I can't let me anger. I'm assuming this is how she speaks, right? Instead of saying let my anger, it's let me anger get in the way. Ha! It's probably what the drow? Oh yeah, the dark elf. What the drow was trying to do.
Ha ha ha!
Using my rage against me, a clever girl indeed, but never clever enough. The enemy will find this orc. Okay, so orc is capitalized, so shouldn't the drow be capitalized? Because I noticed orc and fox and shark, like whenever it says like the name of whoever it is, I mean not the name, but like the type of person it is, or the race it is. So maybe drow, because it means dark elf, should also be capitalized. Not so easily outsmarted.
I don't know.
I should have known a thief would try to steal the mana stone last night. The animals in the forest go quiet when they sense trouble coming. When they sense trouble is coming. They were practically silent that day. I can't help but feel bad for not reporting the quiet in the forest. Okay, this is barely on the edge of what fits, right? So, like, it's weird. You don't want necessarily that these be like smaller fonts so it can fit, but at the same time you don't want it going off the edges. The animals have also been acting wary and suspicious, another bad sign. Then why didn't you... No, don't feel bad. Somewhere I can scroll.
I don't know.
Thank you, Apprentice, but it's nothing special. Fawns and other forest-dwelling species can read woodland creatures with
Of
ease.
course.
The fawns are especially adept at sensing the overall mood of the forest.
I don't know.
The cynical claim... The cynical? Shouldn't it be the cynics? The cynic claim? Or the cynics? It depends on if this adjective... Is this an adjective or adverb? Anyways, it depends on how it's all modifying this verb right here, claim. Because it sounds like the cynical is being more as a noun, so wouldn't it be the cynic? Or the cynics. But the cynical claims that anyone raised in the woods could do this, and that if fawns live in cities, they would be just as ignorant of the forest. Though I have met fellow fawns who live in villages were just as skilled as I am. Sorry, I'm reading really slow. Usually I'm able to read really fast. I don't know why. Okay, South Tower. See this bridge that comes right here? This bridge, so you go into the lower courtyard, or you come to South Tower. Yeah. So she's coming across the bridge, she's coming from this region, or the South Tower. Oh my gracious, you're okay. When I heard you were being forced to spend the night with a dark elf in the prison tower, I feared the worst. The bunny guard hops forward, shoving her face into your chest. Savoring the warmest hug you've had since you left the farm, you both seem to wait a breath before withdrawing. Dark elves supposedly have an art of seduction over 1,000 years old. I would believe it. Y'all didn't share a cell. If you know what I mean, did you? Oh, what's wrong, you just? I can't say. Of course not. Or did we? Oh, well, I was reading to it figuratively, like she was intending, not like we literally were in the same cell, weren't we? We weren't, quote-unquote, sharing a cell. Oh, come on, Sugar, I was just joking. Well, half
Go get
joking.
'em.
I'm glad you're back in one piece. And never mind, I'll tell you later. Take care, Jay. Did you hear the rumor that someone helped the Dark Elf into the castle? Most people can't see it, but there are runes and spells written all over the walls of Really? That's cool. Huh.
Obviously.
Especially on the gate. The requirements to enter the castle are really weird.
As
I
if.
swear it feels like I'm getting frisked every time I walk through it. Really? So that's very interesting. That's... Lore! Right? The creators of AGL Studios were enjoying my fanboy lore! Yeah, so that's cool. So there's like runes and all that to go in. When I tried to read it, there are so many edits and additions. I need to take a bath before I even started.
Despicable.
Whoever wrote them was a total schizo, but I did manage to read something about being invited. Like, without invitation, expectation, being on vacation, due declaration, or purpose of education can't come in. But the Dark Elf jumped over the castle.
Obviously.
Wall, if I remember correctly. I only remembered it because it rhymed. It got stuck in my head for a week. So she's usually like above me, you know, like talking down to me. Here she's talking more equals. But yeah, like that means someone had to have asked the Dark Elf to enter the castle. Oh, I see what she's getting at. So whoever the spy is has to be the one who asks into the castle. Okay, so the commander didn't really want me talking about the fact that there's a spy, right? So I'll just stick to the facts.
What?
You actually saw her in the act? I heard you had a run-in with her, but didn't believe it. I guess it's true she's bested you in combat then as well. Weren't you supposed to be champion of Star's Reach? Pathetic.
Ahoy!
Like I told the commander. There was a migration. No, what's my party voice? Parity. I'm forgetting it right now. Like I told the commander, there was a migration of salmon, so I was busy munching away Friday. If she were to say one of her lines, I'd remember it. With all that chomping, my eyes were closed practically the whole
Nay,
day.
says I!
Nay, says I. What do you expect starving me on war rations? There you go. I'm glad when she says it. Nay. Why should I live on crumbs when I can live in a buffet line? It's your job to watch out. I would do the same. I guess so.
Blimey!
You really have to guess when it comes to fresh salmon.
Aye!
I'm vegetarian, actually. It's been a no-brainer for me, but I guess your head is mostly hair. Why do they all making fun of my hair? Maybe that takes up most of the space. Okay. Well, bros, I'm gonna call it there for this episode. This has been fun so far. Day number 7. Until next time, peace.